Alright, well that was viewer number 1. What about viewer number 2? We have to be equal and consistent. There's coin-operated viewers facing south. The instruction manual says to insert 25 centimes and pull the handle while looking inside. Then use the force knob to zoom in as necessary. Why place a tourist attraction in the middle of such poverty? What's a tourist attraction doing here? There was a revitalization project in 49. A design studio tried restoring Martinez to its pre-war glory. The lieutenant looks around and concludes, it didn't stick. What happened? They got as far as the street lamps and the statue on that intersection. Then something went sour. He lowers his voice. I suspect that something was Everard Clare, the union leader. He muscled them out. It's how it usually goes around here. Can't we do something about it? We should have done something about the Union 10 years ago. That ship has sailed, officer. Well, I'm not spending money. What do I look like to you? Somebody who spends money on things? So far, no, except this. I want to sit on my giant goddamn dragon's throne of wealth. That will totally happen. It's getting late. A lonely cormorant surveys the sea. Indifferent. Goddammit. That's what happens when you fuck up at your line read. Why do we specifically want to inspect a chunk of wall, I wonder? Backyard wall. This is a wall on the side of an apartment building. Why am I looking at this wall? You have no clue, it's just a wall. So many walls all over Martinez. Weather-worn, cracked, their paint peeling. Thanks, Shivers. Alright, well, see you next time, weird wall. When I get better at figuring you out. Hey, look! I'm behind the creepy girl now. Maybe I can chase her off. Ooh, I like drugs. Drugs are really, really useful to find. Yeah, Kuno, fuck him up. Hi, I'm on this side now.
Are you trying to sneak up on me? Come to slit my throat in my sleep.
Apparently, she doesn't like people standing behind her back. Logic error. She's not sleeping right now.
Pig's come to take me out. Trying to snuff me out.
Are you sleeping right now? Don't get fucking clever with me, pig. You think you're so clever, she hisses. Alright, well, he's still throwing rocks at the corpse. He really just commits to that. A garden hose. This won't be of any use until the snow melts. Well, now I'm behind this area, so that's neat. Chairs and tables eaten by rain and rot. Orange bum hat. Bonus reaction speed minus rhetoric. Huh. And a health healing item. There you go. A health healing item. Good job. These barrels are half full of rainwater. Just a closed door, but you look at it suspiciously. I can maybe go that way or that way. Orange bum hat. That's certainly a different look, but here's how I get my giant encyclopedia brain. An orange beanie with a couple of big-ass holes in the side. It looks like it might have been used as a mask during an armed robbery. Oh. Oh no. You get -1 rhetoric from a bad infection of bum brain, but you get a reaction speed bonus because you feel twitchy. Because you got your creepy robbery mask hat. Because you're such a good person. Well. This appears to be locked. Oh. Locked is the norm, huh? And I imagine I can't even get up there. No. Oh, maybe you can climb up there to get there? Maybe that's one option. In one version. Is it raining? It's getting pretty late now. The belly of this boat shines like it was recently painted. Yep. Garbage is being locked. Seems pretty normal. Garbage cans. Cape Side Apartments. Rue de Saint-Ghislain. Roundabout north. How fast that sun is changing position. Or it's just the thing swing. Inside the frame of a motorcycle in repair and tools used to assemble it. Paint? There's a girl up there. Did she spill the paint? Look at me when I'm talking to you. Hello?
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue d'Esperance. You wait and see.
The girl stares at the sailboat by the pier. She was yelling at me, calling me a pig, and saying to look at me when I'm talking to you. Maybe I could have talked to the other person that was upstairs too. It looks like you can talk to people at range sometimes.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth? Blood type? The last time I was tested for Hep C?
Cindy the Skull. We just wanted to know your name, little lady. No need to get defensive.
And here I was, trying to be polite. Just can't win with you pigs.
Despite the sass, she puts the brush aside. Conceptualization. A brush. An artist. The red splatter is urban expressionism? What are you doing to the wall? Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural. An aerograffito visible from low orbit. She studies the wall, suddenly pensive. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words. So you don't know what to write? Have you ever tried your hand at graffito? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff like pigs go home or Mona was here. We rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union cats. And my name's not Mona, so... Why are you so committed to defacing the building? This place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional trash can fire to break up the tedium. I thought I'd mix it up, you know. Summon the forces of crime and social chaos with a wall-sized invitation. I have an opinion on this. Want to hear it? Yeah? Actually, I don't have an opinion. I lied. I love public art. Don't mind us. Just keep doing what you're doing. Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval. She means the opposite. You keep looking off to the side. What are you looking at? She nods disdainfully towards the woman performing she nods disdainfully towards the woman performing maintenance on the boat docked next to the pier. Composure. Hatred. Disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is present in her girlish features. Joyce Messier. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring. She hisses, "That ozone whore. Someone's got to keep an eye on her." Encyclopedia. Ozona is a archipelago 2 days travel away from Revacol. Its moneyed residents, used to posh restaurants and upscale boutiques, rarely have reason to visit Martinez. Who's she? Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. He nods in her direction. She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing. You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions. You know, do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet. Good idea, piggies. Want it rung along now. Fuck her shit up. Good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to Ozone. Do you know anything about the recent murder? She wrinkles her nose. I ain't no snitch, Pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts. You'd be surprised. Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner. We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko. She's nice. So you won't talk about the murder, but maybe you can tell us something about the murder victim's missing armor? What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells? Isn't armor art? Art for the, body? Alright, sad piggy, I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear. Looked cute as hell. If you haven't been there, the village is a shithole down the coast from the main plaza. She waves her hand in general westward direction. Have a good time. And there's a little girl wearing gloves there. No. That's all the snitching Cindy the Skull does for today. Actually, I don't even know why I told you what I just told you. She looks at you a little sad suddenly. I have a weakness for animals. It's the animal thing again, damn it. Or a weakness for police officers, miss. He makes a note on his notebook. Thank you, either way. Catch you later, Cindy. Watch your back, Ungulate. You've got eyes on you. She was nice. She was not nice. Spoilers. Still, I was able to talk to her from that distance. Maybe I can talk to her. A balcony with a view to the yard and the hanging. Nope. Oh, I had a little pop-up and I missed it. Smoker on the balcony. Oh, it's a dude. You see a young man on a balcony nursing a cigarette. His eyes have been following you for a while.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
He says in a quiet voice. Despite the cold, his shirt hangs unbuttoned on his frame. It's the voice of someone who has something to hide, my liege. No trouble from me. Just want to know what's going on around here.
I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie, if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
Alright, let's Google this one now. Gendarmerie. Judging by its, I'm guessing it's French. The asterisks, I think, indicate that it's, not English, most likely. A gendarmerie, or it's just different spelling, is a military component with jurisdiction in civil law enforcement. The term gendarmerie is derived from the medieval French expression gens d'armes, I'm always useless with French, which translates to armed police. So basically, cop is just a fancy, fun word to mix things up as we go. Visual calculus. Don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing. Actually, the gendarmerie really needs to talk to you.
Is it really that important?
He asks you, adjusting his shirt.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run.
Looks like you've got a good view of the Whirling's backyard. Can you tell me anything about the hanging? I'd even go so far as to say the view is a little too good, my dear gendarme. Do you have an estimate of when the body will be taken away? We will remove the body as soon as possible. Now tell us, where were you last Sunday? Oh, he waves lazily with a cigarette. You already asked me that, didn't you? Logic. Wait, is someone else investigating the lynching? Did I? No, not you, he gestures idly. Some more muscular type. The lieutenant takes out his little blue notebook and writes something down. And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman? Last week? I don't know. Look. He looks around the courtyard again. Old patio chairs and dead house plants litter the scene. He's an actor declaiming a soliloquy. See how you hang on his every word. You didn't answer the question. What were you doing last Sunday? He sighs. I had a friend over. What kind of friend? It was my Sunday friend. What's your friend's real name? Did he see something? He doesn't reply, gesturing no with a cigarette. How do you gesture no with a cigarette? I'm not actually sure. Under the dull and darkening sky, the neighboring windows stand silent. I'm just going to assume that he spelled out the word no with smoke, like a boss. Or like a children's cartoon. Can you tell me your name? My name? My name is Martin Martinez. That's a lie. That's definitely not his real name. Thanks, Rhetoric. You're not actually called Martin Martinez, are you? No, of course not. Could you please lower your voice? He scans the courtyard. It's silent like the bottom of a well. Every sound captured and reflected back. All right, we'll talk later. No, we won't. He takes one last drag of his cigarette before stubbing it out on the balcony. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going. But what about my suggestion skill where instead he doesn't? Suggestion. This isn't the place or time for questions. Who knows who might be watching from the distance, hidden behind the curtains. Hey, listen. Lower your voice. I am just trying to make things okay again. Can we meet again somewhere else? For a moment, the man on the balcony seems almost vulnerable. Something moves in the depths of his feline eyes. The depths of compassion and a hint of understanding. I had a very low chance of that, but it worked. The magic of dice rolls. When he speaks again, his voice is soft and deliberate. I am sorry, but I really don't have the information you're looking for. With a flick of his wrist, he sends the cigarette butt sailing over the rail. But hold on, what's that? For a split second, his hand lingers, as though gesturing towards a stone placed right next to the front door. Suggestion. It's a sign. Smoker on the balcony. Good luck with the investigation. He walks away. He points at the stone. Is that where he keeps the key to this door? There's a dick on that door. There's a sailboat, and there's a dick. And there's a tiny person looking up at a tall person. He's gone. The lieutenant puts away his notebook and turns to you. We should run after him, see where he went. No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself. Do we just give up? He could be a witness. Hear more his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that muscular type who's asking about our case. He did leave us a sign. Did you see that? He wanted to draw our attention to that stone right over there. I don't like how he's spelling this out for me because I wanted to feel a little clever and show him this thing, but he already knows everything. The lieutenant nods towards the small rock on a soggy patch of grass. If we find a way inside the building, maybe we can ask for his apartment. Great, let's do that. Well, that was neat. Yeah, that's kind of neat. So I'm guessing that was probably a complete dead end for the story. You probably never see that guy again if without passing that skill check. But because I passed that skill check, we might get to get a whole quest with that guy, and he might have information about the main case. I don't know. This is the part where I can be most charitable with the game and have this idea of it being opened up to just an ungodly number of possibilities, which admittedly it constantly seems to prove is probably the case. So for all I know, this main quest could be solved in just so many different methods, and so like I might have just opened up something really helpful here. I'm definitely prioritizing exploring the environment over doing any specific quest, just because admittedly a lot of them I don't necessarily have an idea of how to pursue. Or if I do have some idea, it doesn't necessarily mean I know where to go exactly or how to do it. So slowly exploring through the environment, everything will just kind of make more sense over time. We've actually checked out a decent chunk of this area now. We're getting there. Still don't know my name. A stone like any other, lying in a whirl of sleet and mud. Maybe there's something under it. There's a key beneath it, rusty from the dirt. This must be for the front door. Pity it doesn't have the apartment number on it. This building has many apartments and the man can be in any of them. How are we going to find the right one? We'll just have to go in and see. Yeah. Maybe it's not that hard. Or maybe I gotta use my cool skill. Oh. If I had good shivers, I could probably find it. If we ask around for his apartment number, isn't that going to get us in trouble? Get him in trouble? Because he doesn't want people to know that we're looking for him necessarily? Revachol. Revachol. I've been saying Revachol. Revachol. Fuck. Eviction notices and missing pets are plastered on top of each other. This box is filled with cleaning chemicals. Smells of laundry detergent. Flip up glasses, the auditor. Less authority, more logic. I like logic. I'm already bad at authority anyway. But logic I can be good at. Oh my god. Yep, that's what I look like now. The Auditor. +1 logic for balancing the books. -1 authority because I'm a filthy boho, probably a narcomaniac. These flip-up sunglasses were fashionable in the old, but have since lost their popularity. Their thin gold alloy wire frames are a reminder of drug-addled bohemian artists. These days the glasses are only favored by organized crime accountants who desire to look cool. Yeah, I gotta keep these gloves on. They give me +1 to interfacing. My mega skill. My cool skill. My super skill, where I'm super skilled. An old shoe rack. Boots, sneakers, and old slippers. These shoes come in in 3 different sizes. Ah. So this has 3 different people in it. He seemed like he might be alone. What does that say? Apartment 12. A loud rumbling snore comes from within. Yeah, we might be able to observe our way in very carefully. Most people settle for bed at 21 o'clock or not long after. At night, the streets are emptier. By 2, everyone's asleep. So by now, everyone's going to bed. You hear distant traffic. Night is falling on the city. A maroon glow of light pollution rises from the east. Breaker boxes full of cigarette butts and electric wires. Maybe we'll see a hint. The curtains shift just a little. Someone's watching from within. Creepy. Do you have any idea where he went? Just just a door. Nothing for you here right now. What's that? Someone's growing rosemary, thyme, and a cactus. 28. A door to be remembered. Why? This is the door to apartment 29. Complete silence. Whoever lives here isn't home. Or they're just not moving right now. 30. Voices from within, singing along to some buoyant dance track. Not getting any closer to that. Did I see where he went? I think he went back in the room, didn't he? Huh. The camera kind of panned. Maybe very much on purpose. Someone has drawn a 5-pointed star on the wall. $750? Whoa. Look at me being very impressed by tiny amounts of money. Boogie Street 46. This crumpled up postcard depicts an open air market in Boogie Street 5 years ago. A vendor smiles as dead roosters line his stalls, hung by their feet from canopy. Red blood flows into the muddy street. Blurry shadows of people pass. Huh. Neat. Boogie Street. His door's weird too. The door number 9 is locked. Nope, we have a person in the hallway. Their mailbox is overflowing. The graffito says that a firing squad for the rich. This door is just straight up open. The note reads, foreclosed by Martinez Realty Associates. Huh. Oh, this place is a mess. "16 days in coldest April." The cover features a row of concrete buildings with a monochrome rainbow in the sky. It tells a rather excruciating story about two lovers during an ethnic unrest in Yugograd. The book has been filed under psychological realism. Alright, I'm curious. In your hand, you hold 16 Days of Coldest April by Yekaterina Dahl. The cover image shows a row of concrete apartments, above which span a black and white rainbow. Feels heavy. Indeed, the book is unusually heavy in your hands, as though the cover were lined with lead. How long is this book anyway? You flip to the book. The pages are thinner than you realized, and the type quite small and tightly set. It's nearly 600 pages long. Conceptualization. Real art is dense and difficult. If it didn't feel like you had to wrestle a suicidal bear to get through it, you weren't really reading. Jesus. Look at the back cover. The back cover is dominated by a black and white photograph of the author. What does she look like? She can't be much older than her mid-30s in this photograph, and yet, from the cover, the eyes of a sad old woman stare back at you. Put the book away. So another thing to consider reading later. Yeah. I think the loading screen even said, if you want to pass the time, read a book. So I've got this book, and I've got my Ledger of Failure and Hatred, which is full of my previous cases. So whenever I mechanically need to pass the time, I'll look into doing those things, since that seems to be the incentive. Waves crashing in the darkness. A shift in temperature. The air chills around you. Dust settles on the stony floor. Rub your sides for warmth. A former architect stands before a slice of window. A room plan in her hand. A cold wave has made the air in the building stand still and frozen, with the temperatures falling to negative 20 degrees Celsius. The plan. Faint pencil lines on paper depict the same plan, but a missing eastern wall connects the room with the neighboring apartment. Ideas for arranging the furniture have been jotted down. Her face is red from the cold. She's breathing on her fingers, clasping the plan. Traces of sadness are visible in her expression. Look around. It's clean and empty, with new tapestry embellishing the walls. A standard HB graphite pencil has fallen off a three-legged stool in the middle of the room. Conceptualization. She had an eye for beauty. Shiver. That's what the shivers do. You get weird senses of the past. Yeah, old wrongs play out in present time. We had a weird memory of an architect that was working in this room or living in this room. Probably, maybe even planning the idea of this room. Someone has torn down the wall. An old grocery list on the table and checks. Logic. What happened here? You can't foreclose on an apartment with a hole in the wall. It will still be accessible through the apartment next to it. That one didn't have a door. Sadly, nothing of great value remains here. Except the stuff in the fridge. Indeed. A little bit more Nosifed. I'm just stocking up on money and these buttons. I don't know what my caps are, if they exist. Does this door open now? I can only open it from that side. Place is a mess. Distressing. Another balcony.
Give me a moment.
An elderly woman is leaning on her broom, her knuckles white as bone. She seems to be having difficulty breathing.
The cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
She sneezes into a dirty handkerchief. Are you alright? Should I call a doctor?
I'm fine, fine. Don't you worry about me.
Jesus. She starts coughing, red spots appearing on her cheeks.
Now, what you want from me, policeman?
She's the cleaning lady. She knows the floor plan and the residence. Who are you? I'm no one. Just an old woman who cleans these hallways. You live here? If you can call it living. She spits on the floor before wiping it off with the broom. I have a little room upstairs, right next to the coal room. It's barely bigger than a closet, but I don't complain, no. She juts out her chin, eyes shining. I have my bed and my aching bones to keep me company, and that's all I need from this world. Shivers. And all she gets too. The coastal wind beats down hard on the coal room door outside, splashes of waves making the balcony slippery. Rhetoric. She hasn't spoken to anyone for a while, even her sentences feel rusty. I have a few questions about those apartments. Ask away, policeman. Do you know who lives in the foreclosed apartment? The hell am I supposed to know? The cleaning lady shrugs, her mouth puckered like a dried fig. Another nut job, I suppose. Why is there a hole in the wall of the abandoned apartment? Some lunatic lost his mind. All kind of morons pass through these halls. Is one of the residents on vacation? Their mailbox is overflowing. People come and go. I don't keep an eye on everyone. They probably just moved or died. Hopefully somewhere else. What can you tell me about Cindy? The artist? She scoffs. Nothing I can do about her, I'm afraid. She ruins the walls faster than I can clean them. Still. She leans on her broom. She leaves an old lady to her business. More than I can say for the others. That's all, thanks. I'm not sure if I want to tell anyone I'm looking for this man in his 20s or whatever. Anyway, he doesn't live here. He doesn't live here. He doesn't live here because this is somebody who's not checking their mail. This door isn't interactive. He could live here. There's even boots right there, spookily enough. That might be him. Could live here. There's a star. Not there, that's a family. Somebody's snoring in there, right? I think he lives in this area. That isn't just a 5-pointed star. It's an inverted white pentagram cradled in the wreath of antlers, the iconography of communism, in other words. Inspect the symbol closer. The star and antlers was developed in the 6th decade of the last century and quickly adopted by Mazov and the Communards during the revolution. The Communards. I can't get over that name. I'm gonna Google if that's real or not. Communards. Communards. The Communards were members and supporters of the short-lived 1871 Paris Commune formed in the wake of the Franco-Prussian War and France's defeat. 1985? Oh, there's a band called the Communards from 1985. Gotcha. No, the real Communards were from 1871. Which is what I just said, I think, a second ago, actually. Control F, star. Star ting on Mage 24. Okay, so no mention of a star here. Oh no, the corpses of the Parisian Communards. Oh, they got murdered to shit. And then photographed in their coffins. Wow. Jesus. This is, yeah, this looks like an article that does not have happy events in it if you read through it. The fucking headlines are the Franco-Prussian War and the Paris Commune, deportation, sentences, life in New Caledonia, escape, relationships with the Kanak, famous communards, amnesty, and the aftermath. It's probably not a happy story. Even today, half a century after, the Star and Antlers retains the ability to evoke hope, disappointment, and fear in equal measure. Why is the star upside down? To symbolize the toppling of the old order. Also, some social democrats were already using it. What's the deal with the antlers? The wreath of antlers represents a natural crown. It was about building a society that could exist in accord with the natural world, and at the same time, above it. Why white? Because white is the color of peace. What does it evoke in me? Nothing at all yet. Right now it's just meaningless shapes on a wall. So whoever's here is a communist. Curious. Let's try my luck a little bit. I'm also curious about how there's clearly boots here. You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging furniture. The number on the panel says 10. The walking stops abruptly. No one comes to the door. Sounded like a woman. Woman's shoes. Thanks, perception. I guess it wasn't them. Maybe it is the communard. This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says number 11. Examine the padlock? It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle's deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters to make short work of it. Better whip out those cutters. You won't get very far otherwise. Oh my god. Oh. I have a low chance of doing it because I don't have the tool in my hands. I guess that would do that. Okay. Knock? No reply. Huh. I don't have a lot of reason to break in it right now, necessarily. But I have the option. Oh, I'd like to be able to find the right person without making mistakes. I wish you could re-show the descriptions of what came up before. I don't know, what if he's snoring just because it's late? Oh my god. Oh, this is a bathroom. Alcohol, Commodore Red. Uh-oh. Moss crawls on those bathroom tiles. Actual moss. +1 physique, -1 morale. 3 uses. A large crimson bottle of cheap, sugary wine. Made of poverty, sugar, artificial taste enhancers, and vague memory of grapes. Guaranteed to color your lips. It tells me to ask for his apartment number. Maybe I do have to ask. These shower's curtains are covered in some sort of slime. I don't know. It doesn't say find his apartment number. It says ask around. So maybe I do need to ask around. And it's not just an imply. Maybe it's not an... I don't know.
Give me a moment.
I'm looking for a young male in his mid-20s. Dark hair, skinny build. Smoker on the balcony. Yes, yes, I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right? She looks to the other end of the hallway. Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show, and someone taking a shower. What's he in trouble for? He's wanted for murder. No trouble, I just want to talk to him. Do you know where he lives? Talk. The cleaning lady starts laughing, but it turns into a violent coughing spasm. She squeezes her broom, trying to catch her breath. What was so funny about that? He lives upstairs, room 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there. She points east. He's usually home in the evening. Thank you. He turns to you. We should go check out this apartment on the balcony, see if he's home. So it was one of the ones on the balcony, which I was kind of already eliminating towards, because I'd already eliminated every other option in here. Or at least I thought I'd had, but I was kind of second guessing myself. I should have just committed to it. I would have felt all cool if I found him without actually... I would have felt all cool if I managed to find him without actually asking where he is. Apparently he's in 28. The door is made of metal and appears reinforced. Someone here really values their security. Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives. Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door. No one answers. Looks like the young man we're looking for isn't home. I think our best chance is to catch him in the evening. He looks around, taking in the cold spring air. So he vanished, even though I just saw him a minute, maybe within the last hour. We should return tomorrow, after we have finished with our day's work. How about 21 o'clock? Sounds good? What? It's 2150. That's like within the margin of error for video games usually. Huh. What do you mean? The smoke on the balcony. That's why you're here, right? He might know something about the murder, so tomorrow, 21 o'clock. Don't worry, it's mostly all still here. You can remember things. You got this. Don't worry, your brain memory still exists. Sounds good. Tomorrow, 21 o'clock. Tomorrow, 21 o'clock. Right here. Apartment 28. He writes down into his little notebook. Good. Let's go. Damn. Turns out it's quite tricky finding someone in a big apartment building. Don't worry, you'll get him. Logic. Remember, tomorrow, he's probably gone for today. Should I try again? I blew it. I was trying to be cautious, but I may have actually used up a time limit. Yeah. Yeah, when they say sometime after 21 o'clock, they're definitely not talking about like in Wind Waker terms or Majora's Mask terms of margin of error for time, I guess. We're still within the hour, and he's already gone. My caution backfired. Try not to get him in trouble. Ah, space. Double-click runs, I knew that. Did not know that space stops it. Admittedly, not totally sure of how often I would use that, but, you know, learning things. Visual calculus. Ruination has come. The broken arches betray the once grand history of this building. It towered over the harbor until it happened. Form a guess about what happened. A great force from the northeast fired into the city. Heavy artillery shelled the coastline, fired from the water. A straight shot into Riva Shoal, I think it was, right? The tenement acted as a defensive wall against the worst of the shelling until it was destroyed, and they had a direct firing line. Look at the ruins in the water. Those archers acted as support for something greater than what you see now. Only three stories stand where 9 to 12 once did. Restoration has failed. What the shelling took out was never rebuilt. Shivers. Underwater. Iron helmets have sunk deep into the sand and the mud. Helmets of soldiers, and their finger bones too, and clavicles, littering the ocean floor. Who did this, the damage? A fleet. The combined armies of the Occident and Grad, with Mesk volunteers, a 5-nation army, hundreds of vessels. They massed airships further down, in the Bay of Rivashol. The artillery was so powerful, the ships not only required gyroscopic stabilization, they were anchored into the ocean floor as well. Many are still there to this day. If you squint, you can just barely see the shadow of the water, far in the northeast. Cannons still ready to placate Rivashol. Encyclopedia. Coalition warship Archer can shoot 50 shells a minute. On 20 co-aligned arches, they will reach the city in 58 seconds. Hey Kim, do you know who shelled our city? The Coalition, says the lieutenant. But that was a long time ago. I think we should move on. It's chilly up here. Take in the ocean. The waves of the Martinez Inlet roll over the fallen remains of the building. The dark waters obscure the better part of the remains. Logic. What didn't fall into the ocean was used as scrap. What wasn't used as scrap was thrown into the ocean. Time to go. These are neat little ruminations. Little bits of world building just through observation and details. Hey, you can't say up here, Piggo anymore now, because I am up here. I gotcha.
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do that with hooves, but here you are.
That's right, we've evolved.
Yeah, I can see that. Cool mutations.
She crosses her arms. Perception. That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint, it's heavy fuel oil. Encyclopedia. Red-dyed heavy fuel oil is only used on government vehicles, or at least that's the idea. Is that government fuel oil? What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself, back in Jamrock. That's some clever cultural commentary. You ain't seen nothing yet, Piggy Boo. Catch you later, Cindy.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
I haven't paid the cafeteria manager for damages yet. You should take care of that then. But I don't have the money. Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping on the streets. We'll figure something out. How much did I owe him again? We can ask the station for additional funds. You need to pay for the damages you caused in the whirling in rags, or you won't be able to stay somewhere tonight. Ask around for money, be careful with spending. If you're unsure how much you owe, ask Gart. I guess I never actually asked. Could try negotiating, I have some skills there. Otherwise I might have to call in. Ah, money. The lock is rusty, you can't get in. Chair's new. Someone lives back here. I just assume people live everywhere at this point. City. Police work is tough. Take breaks. Talk to strangers. Explore. No trouble there. Oh. Oh, it's the coal room. Oh no, that closet up there is where the old lady lives. Oh no. 100 tiny feet scurrying beneath the grate. The rats of the city. Pants. I'm finding pants. What do I have now? So fair. That's the cop stat, right? No, that's not. That's the cop stat. Savoir-faire is my sneaky stat. This gives me bonus. Tied around the crotch gives me a bonus at drug usage, basically. They both do. God ass. This one's tied around the crotch. This one gives me a badass ass. Pour hum la home labor jeans. It doesn't say the time right now, so I imagine that the clock's probably past right now. If I Google Le Home Le Beau, top thing that comes up is En Home. Anglicized adaptation of a French phrase. A man. What if I put it in quotes? I'll settle for a translation. Man plowing. I don't think that's quite right, but it's hilarious. What an incredible translation. Thank you, Google. Man plowing jeans. The jeans for plowing men. Let's see. Yeah, I don't want to make my reaction speed worse. That's one of my special stats. I guess because they're heavy jeans. Although these jeans look worn, the wearer must have had an ass given to them by the mighty Lord himself. That beautiful peach-shaped man-ass has imprinted itself so deep in the fabric you can't help but wonder if wearing them would start molding your own vague rear side into a more shapely form as well. It's the jeans that bestow upon you a sexy ass. Good job. Enough coal to last for several winters. Smells of chemicals. Someone's been sleeping here recently. Cindy? Does Cindy sleep in here? Is Cindy the one? No, it was, they said man ass specifically, and I'll believe them. So Cindy sleeps there. I think, yeah, up there with the chair. That seems to be the place where the old lady sleeps. That's unfortunate. She's having to sleep somewhere that doesn't even have freaking, oh, like a wall? Or maybe that's just a porch gate. Maybe deeper inside she has a wall and she sleeps behind that wall. Maybe she just kind of has a porch where she has a chair. Seems like the cold doesn't do her any favors, though. I do kind of like the day-night cycle kind of rhythm to this. It's kind of interesting. I'm a little worried that I might have, I don't know, if I retrace my steps, I might, not my steps so much. If I go back and click through all my previous videos, I might notice like a time skip, because I might have let the menu sit open at a different menu that did have the time clicking by, and I might have accidentally lost hours of my day, not knowing that I was losing them, that would definitely suck. But hopefully not. I wonder if the life has changed in here now that it's late. Yes, it has. All right. We'll investigate this next time and also try to haggle my rent if I can. Otherwise, I'm in trouble.